Hi again. So this is the video for the fourth grade lesson plan for May 4th, 2017. And so let's get started. First of all, this lesson, unfortunately, the time you'd be coming in or officially starting is at 12:08, which is after the class has already started. So if you get here early and you feel like donating 8 minutes of your time, that's up to you if you want to see them right at the beginning. But at any rate, I can get them started, and then whenever you feel like you're ready to just jump in, you can do that. But unfortunately, that's just the nature of the schedule. Not a big fan, but it is what it is. And so let's get started. So it'll be basically working through some concert stuff and a few other things. The first, so welcome to music, and then they'll be doing a round, but as opposed to the second grade round, which is 2 parts, this will be 3 parts. And so I'll have the chart for the concert heights and row order, so forth. And I have marked in there 1, 2, 3. I believe Miss Stahl's class is mostly part 2. So what that means is when after everybody sings the whole song straight through all 3 parts, which part 1 is, or the first section I should say is, 1 bottle of pop, starts with that. And the second section starts with, don't throw your junk in my backyard. And the third part starts off with, fish and chips and vinegar, and so forth. And there are emotions to the song as well. So at any rate, after part 1 finishes the 1 bottle of pop, and then they start singing Don't Throw Your Junk, that's when part 2 starts on 1 bottle of pop. So then they go through the whole song twice on their individual parts, making the harmony, and it sounds cool if they do it well, and don't get stuck on a different part. So you can either have all the kids split into 3 parts and do it that way, or just have them sing their part that they're going to do for the concert and so forth. Probably for you it'd be easiest just to split them into 3 groups and have them do all 3 parts and take turns and so forth. There's motions, like I said, 1 bottle of pop, 2 bottle of pop, that sort of thing. 7 bottle of pop, pop. And then for the don't throw your junk, wag your finger. Don't throw your junk in my backyard's full. And then for the third part, fish and chips and vinegar. They do that sort of thing until pepper, 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 salt. All right, so next is Cedar Swamp. This one, I have 2 students' names mentioned as ones that I picked for the dance for the concert. I have diagrams of the dance, basically, or on the lesson plan. Basically, they're going to be making 2 lines like this, but they're facing each other. So you can pick a few more kids, so that way it's even. So I think I've been doing 6 kids or 8 kids at most, I think, considering the space of the room. And so I've written down 8 students standing 2 lines facing each other. They switch spots on the first line of the verse. So if I sing it, here's the top. Here's 2 of the students. 1, 2. Way low down in the cedar swamp, water's deep and muddy. And then they go back. There I met a pretty little miss. There I met my honey. The whole time they're clapping and such. And let's pretend that everybody else is lined up. Here's the top of the set. They skip down the middle on Swing a Lady. Swing a lady up and down, swing a lady home, swing a lady up and down, swing a lady home. And then they get back in the lines, everybody shifts up. So there's a new top pair the next time you sing the refrain. And you can have them go through the whole song twice, so every pair in the long ways set gets a chance to go down the alley or down the middle. So that's the gist of that. For Old Roger, I have a few students' names listed as for certain parts, and otherwise you can pick any other kid for that. There's the apple tree. They pretend to be a tree with apples. Pretty easy. And then there's Old Roger, who is dead, at least initially, and he lies on the ground. And then the old woman, I think it's towards verse 5, it says, there came an old woman picking up the apples, collecting them. And then eventually so basically the kids act out the story. Old Roger comes back to life and gives her a knock or scares her. And the old woman goes hippity-hop. For verse 4, it talks about the east wind blowing. I have all the students kind of swaying left and right to kind of portray the wind, that sort of thing. And so, yeah, just have them sing through it, have them do their best, try not to look at the music, that sort of thing. And because I do want them to try to do the music, they will be doing it from memory for the concert. And so, but if they need to look, it's not a big deal. But try to encourage them to not look. So then the next thing is Oliver Twist. And so I'll show you the motions. They're going to do it 5 times. It's a focus on tempo. So the first time, they're going to go slowly. Oliver Twist, you. So is it Oliver? I'll start it again. Oliver Twist, you can't do this. So what's the use of trying? Touch your knees and touch your toes. Clap your hands and around you go. Now, there's a few kids, you can pick a few kids, or maybe all of them, it doesn't matter, on Around You Go that can actually turn and spin on the floor, that sort of thing. And so every time it gets faster as it goes. So I say Largo, Andante, Allegro, Presto, and then for fun, Prestissimo, which is very, very fast. And frankly, it's a bit ridiculous, but most of the kids enjoy it and trying to go that fast. For Eyes the By, they just sing through the song, do their best with it. For Do Re Mi, I have a few students' names listed for some of the solo parts that we've been practicing, and just give them another chance to continue to practice through that along with the rest of the song with everybody. But they've been doing pretty well with that. If there's any extra time, you can have them do some of those games that are listed. Otherwise, I believe that should be it for the 4th graders. If you have any questions, feel free to give me an email if it's enough in advance before this Thursday, or you can give me a phone call or a text. I'll be at Endromere that day, so that way I'll be within the district, so to speak. But I'm going to be working with them for their concert on Thursday night, doing a dress rehearsal. So, all right. Take care. Thank you.